The chamber of the Concordium was carved from obsidian glass, its vaulted ceiling glowing faintly with the light of a dying star outside. Dozens of species filled the seats, their voices hushed, their gazes fixed on the lone human at the center podium. Lieutenant Mira Cade had stood in plenty of courts before, military briefings, tactical hearings, but never before an audience that considered her entire species suspect. She straightened her uniform, though the weight of alien stares pressed heavier than body armor. To the counselors, humans were paradoxes, fragile yet unyielding, reckless yet stubbornly persistent. The question that had brought her here lingered in the chamber like a charge in the air. Why do humans run? Mira's throat tightened. On distant frontiers, she had run from storms into firefights across battlefields. She knew the answer, but how could she make them understand without sounding like a threat? The hearing bell chimed. The questioning would begin. A counselor rose, her translucent carapace catching the chamber's pale light. She was of the Silthari, a people who had survived by stillness, perfect camouflage, motionless patience. Her voice clicked like glass shards. "Human," she said, "your kind confuses us. When the fire breaks loose, you do not hide. When predators stalk, you do not vanish. You run, but never away. Tell us, why do humans run at all?" Murmurs rippled through the assembly. Some nodded in agreement, others hissed disapproval. On a high dais, a crystalline AI flickered, its voice a harmony of tones. Statistical evidence suggests humans expend unnecessary energy, inefficient, irrational. Mira inhaled, fighting the urge to smirk. Of course they would see it that way. To species that had survived by silence, humanity's relentless movement must look like madness. Still, this was no classroom debate. If she failed here, Earth would lose access to Concordium trade routes, medical archives, even defensive packs. Billions could suffer. "They think us unstable," whispered the insectoid scholar seated beside her, his multifaceted eyes glimmering with sympathy. "You must give them reason to believe otherwise." Mira lifted her gaze, scanning the ring of alien faces. Every instinct told her to answer simply, to let the truth strike. When the Silthari repeated the question, she met their eyes. "Why do we run?" she said, her voice steady. "Because we chase what hunts us." Gasps echoed across the chamber. Some leaned forward in awe. Others recoiled as if she had confessed to savagery. The council chamber erupted into clamor. The uproar spread like fire in dry grass. Voices overlapped, hissing, clicking, rumbling. To many, Mira's words confirmed their worst fears. That humans were predators in disguise, a danger wrapped in flesh. The Silthari counselor jabbed a claw toward her. "You admit it. To chase what hunts is to embrace violence. Such instinct cannot coexist in civilized alliance." A booming voice cut through, a reptilian warlord who had once fought beside human mercenaries. Or perhaps it is the opposite. "I have seen them drive off beasts twice their size, not for conquest, but to shield the weak. Their running is not savagery, it is protection." The crystalline AI pulsed cold blue. Protection is inefficient when flight ensures survival. This behavior reflects flawed programming. Mira clenched her jaw. Their words twisted her meaning into threat or folly. She thought of Haven 12, a frontier colony where her squad had charged a razor beast pack to buy settlers time to flee. Half her unit had fallen. But the children lived. Was that inefficiency? The insectoid scholar leaned forward, voice soft but piercing. "Perhaps the question is not why they run, but what becomes of those who cannot run at all." Mira seized the opening. "We run for them," she said, scanning the chamber. "For the ones who can't, for the ones already cornered. Yes, we chase the predator, not because we are fearless, but because someone must turn and fight." The chamber quieted, but unease lingered. Conviction alone would not be enough. They needed proof. The chamber's lights flickered. At first, Mira thought it was the star's unstable pulse. But then the alarms wailed, deep, bone-shaking tones that silenced every delegate. A guard burst through the side doors, mandibles slick with panic.
"Void spawn!"
"The swarm has breached the outer ring." Chaos erupted. Species that had survived for eons by hiding fell instantly into their instincts, curling into stillness, cloaking themselves, retreating down shadowed halls. The AI sealed itself behind hard light barriers. Mira rose, already moving before orders came. She slapped her comm. "Human crews on me. Corridor 14. Through the viewport, the predator revealed itself, a vast, many-limbed creature of the void, its carapace rippling with bioluminescent hunger. It tore through bulkheads with claws like suns. Smaller spawn poured into the station. Where others froze, the humans ran, not away, forward. Dockworkers seized welding torches as weapons. Medics dragged the wounded but kept moving toward the sound of claws. Soldiers sprinted ahead, their shouts echoing. Mira joined them, blood hammering in her ears. She felt the old rhythm return, boots striking metal, lungs burning, fear transmuted into momentum. "Drive it," she yelled. "Don't let it choose the ground." The predator lunged, but the humans scattered, regrouped, and chased it down the spine of the corridor. Improvised traps slammed shut. Gravity plates, fuel lines, pressurized doors. Every time it struck, they ran again, circling back, hounding it, refusing to let it dictate the hunt. At last, they cornered the beast near an airlock. Mira, chest heaving, slammed her palm on the release. The void claimed the predator in a howl of atmosphere. Silence followed. Broken lights flickered over bloodied humans still standing. Mira wiped her brow and turned back toward the council chamber. Now they had seen the truth. The council chamber was no longer orderly. Smoke trailed through fractured panels, the scent of ozone clinging to the air. Delegates stared at Mira as she stepped back inside, her uniform torn, her arm streaked with blood. The Celtari counselor trembled, claws pressed against her chest. You ran toward it." Mira's voice was hoarse but steady. "That's what we do. We don't wait for the predator to choose who dies. We chase it, we corner it, and we end it because someone has to." A murmur spread among the delegates. Some still recoiled, whispering of human recklessness. Yet others, those who had watched their own kind cower, looked at the humans with something new. Respect. The insectoid scholar leaned forward, clicking softly. "Perhaps the galaxy has need of such runners." Mira exhaled, finally allowing herself to sit. Humanity's place here was uncertain but not denied. Not anymore. Later, as repairs began and the council debated in hushed tones, Mira stood alone at the viewport. The dying star burned red against the dark, its light catching the bandage on her arm. The insectoid scholar approached quietly. "Will humans always run toward danger?" Mira let out a weary laugh. "Only until nothing hunts us anymore." A transmission crackled across the chamber, interrupting the silence. Reports of swarms stirring in the galactic rim, larger than any before. Mira straightened, her reflection steel in the glass. The chase, it seemed, had only just begun.